Good morning and welcome to Dobutsu Kyoji, the Animal Liberation Temple. One moment while I check all the live streams. That's why I wanted to start 5 minutes early this morning. Um, yeah, for some reason, YouTube always connects like automatically, but um, Facebook and Instagram do not. So if you're seeing me here on YouTube, welcome. Um, one day I'll figure out how to like not make this start automatically. But otherwise, I will. I'll try to wait until the actual start time. So, welcome everybody on Facebook. Thank you very much for tuning in. I don't see that I have anybody live, but I do know that some folks watch it throughout the week, so I'm really appreciative of that. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping that you subscribe and like this as it helps our algorithm a lot to try to get the message of the Animal Liberation Temple out there. Helps in our fundraising event uh, ability and things like that. I know a lot of folks out there don't have the ability to actually help financially, but you can help a lot by liking and sharing and commenting. I think that helps the algorithm too on YouTube. So if you can comment, that'd be super great. I'd appreciate that. I don't know why it says no data, but that's weird. But it still looks like I'm live, so I will. Oh, there we go. Excellent connection. That's not good. So maybe it's like jumping in and out, which I don't like. Let me check what Wi-Fi am I? I'm on the strongest Wi-Fi. Live. That one's ready. Yeah, looks like we're pretty good. Just waiting a couple minutes, and I will officially start. Good morning, and welcome to Dobutsu Kyoji, the Animal Liberation Temple. One moment while I make sure all of our live streams are working correctly. Good morning, Tani. I see that my mother is tuned in live. I know that there's daylight savings time. I did not realize this. Everything, and all the watches in my house are connected to, the internet somehow. So everything just does that automatically for me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. There we go. Oh, good morning, Jackie. So good to see you. I wish it wouldn't just jump away. I'd like to see like my comments more live, but sometimes that doesn't work out for me. It does look like I actually pulled this off correctly. It looks like I'm live on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. It actually says I have a current viewer on YouTube, which is really good. I'm so happy to see my one viewer there on YouTube. Thank you. I'm sorry, somebody's making a little sound. Do you know what that is? Sorry, folks. 1 second, because that's making sure nobody's in distress. I don't think so. I'm not sure what that is yet. Let's get started. So maybe that was, I don't know if other people with that microphone picked that up. I think it's heat escaping some of the wood, or maybe like water escaping the wood from the heat. I'm not really sure, but or maybe the Buddhas are reminding me to do the incense offering. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Neil, and good morning, Yolanda. Just seeing the Facebook comments. You know, Facebook's still our most popular place for folks to tune in live, which is great. Oh, good morning. And I see Jackie's over on YouTube as well. You know, that's awesome if folks can like tune in multiple places as it kind of helps that algorithm. I talked about it this morning. Um, for some reason, the way that my software works, as soon as I say, start streaming, it immediately streams on YouTube automatically. But Facebook and Instagram, I got to tell it to. So I could always have a little bit of a delay there for my self, but not on YouTube. So I was explaining to YouTube, it's really helpful when folks comment and like and share our videos. That a lot of you folks are not in the position to, donate financially, and I completely understand that. But to help a lot of our fundraising efforts, it's really helpful when people are sharing and liking and commenting on our videos and different platforms. It really helps that algorithm get us out there. It may be across, someone's device who can help us out financially. I know we have this really big push to kind of finish our bathroom. It's coming. There's still a lot more that needs to be done. There's still a lot more that needs to be purchased. We're still looking for the funds to be able to afford the actual composting toilet, which is really expensive. um, but that is, in the works, and we're always hoping that we can do a little bit better for our residents here, improving their place. Our rain season's about to start, and I know I'm going to need to replace things and kind of make things a little bit nicer during our raining season. And so those are all like some expenses that are going to be coming up here soon. Let's start with the updates of all the residents here at the Animal Liberation Temple. We, of course, have our four duck friends, Breve, Grave, Amanda, and Renee, doing really good. Jingdo, he's sleeping. He was up this morning kind of wondering what I was doing. Um, but he's doing really well. Still slow, still falls a lot. Keeps me up all night because he likes to get up in the middle of the night and then he falls down and then I got to get up and help him up. And that's okay. That's, again, that's part of having a senior dog. Um, and I'm going to help him whenever I can. And here's Lucy, the dog, kind of wandering back and forth here. Just walked into the house and probably walk right back out soon. We have the three ghosts down the hill, Rob, Matt, and Philip, doing really good. The three tortoises are doing really well. Miyachi is still not awake and up yet. That's okay. The turkeys are right here to my side. Priya and Harriet doing really well. The four roosters, Ray right there, he's doing really good. Jax, Oscar, and Jimmy are all doing really well. The three guinea fowl friends, Stan, Kyle, and Wendy, are doing well. And then we have our rooster friends, Sabrina, May, Brad, Hard One, Mr. Black, Elton, Magnus, Elton and Magnus, all doing really well. Then we have our hen friends, Glennis, Gwen, Alice, Melissa, Melinda, Sunny, Dora, and Danielle. They're all doing really well. Just saw Dora. Where'd she go? There's Melinda. They're all doing super good. The rat friends are doing really well. Yamabushi and Hasu. Our dove friend Sequoia inside the house is doing really well. And then, of course, we have the Cornwall Corner with Poppy, Aster, Ivy, Azalea, Peony, Cynthia, Lotus, Edward, Magnolia, Hazel, Sage, Marigold, Camilla, Hydrangea, Holly, and Zinnia. And if you think that's a lot to say, next we have our pigeons. We just got 10 new pigeons, which brings us to capacity. All the pigeons are Palomacy rescues, and Palomacy decides what our capacity is, given our aviary and its size, and they said that we're at capacity now. So we have FP, the original pigeon, Champagne, Appletini, Tulin, Sasha, Yo-Yo, Petey, Ricky, Spencer, Shambles, Beluga, Beth, Pee-wee, Cascade, Augustus, Frankie, Rupus, Harper, Elliot, Snickers, Boba, Kismet, Farrah, Angus, Pandora, Jones, Finch, Sin, Harriet, Lago, Fred, Tremonto, Halo, Vin, Capone, Thimble, Percy, Pacino, Lacey, and Sasha too. There's two Sashas for some reason. And that happens because the folks who are doing the fosters usually name the pigeons. And so, we had two different people foster pigeons. There's many people who foster pigeons, but two different folks brought us Sasha 1, and then yesterday we got Sasha 2. So, maybe I'll come up with different names for them. Maybe, Sasha and something that sounds like Sasha. But I don't know. Or maybe they're attached to their names and we could have two Sashas. Maybe I should ask for their last names and we can do like high school and Sasha A and Sasha B. Pigeons are always singing, absolutely, here on Lolanda. It's very beautiful to have all our pigeon friends here. All the more reason, though, that, kind of help out and support our sanctuary. We do have quite a few animals. I haven't done a count recently, but I know we're in the 90s now, but mostly birds, so that's a really good thing. And not counting the goats, because even though the goats came from the Animal Liberation Temple, they're mostly cared for by One Living Sanctuary because I wanted to integrate them with the One Living Sanctuary herd. because I feel like they're going to be much happier in a large herd. Also, they're a lot safer. There's coyotes on this land, and maybe other predators that could possibly hurt goats. But when they're in a large herd, they're really safe, and so I feel good that they're all keeping each other safe and in a larger herd, rather than up here at the temple. If I let them out, um, in a small group, there's a chance that they could be hurt. So whatever is best for them, and that's always been our stance here at the Animal Liberation Temple. Folks often ask me, do you ever like adopt out any of your animals? And it's like, well, all of the residents here have permanent residency, um, unless they came here on a foster situation or a babysitting situation, which we've done. But all the residents here are on a permanent basis. However, if there, you know, becomes an opportunity where the residents can be safer, happier, more fulfilled, if it's better for them, we'll always do what's best for the residents here. We're not um, attached to where they have to live here. They have permanent residency here, but if an opportunity presents themselves where they could possibly be more happier, we'll always do what's best for them. All right, so that is all of our updates, and we'll get started with today's prayers and mantras and sutras. Yolanda says, "Do you have any help cleaning the sanctuary? Lots of work for just one person." It is a tremendous amount of work for one person, and no, we do not have volunteers on a regular basis. My one regular volunteer becomes maybe twice a month if we're lucky, and they can't really stay very long. So they help out for sure. Get something done that day. However, we're looking for more regular volunteers and more help. But it's something that I am currently doing all by myself, which leaves me very little time for anything else. Um, all the more reason why we do need volunteers and we do need funding. Funding could help set things up to where they're a little bit more automated, a little bit easier to do. I know that's one of the things that we look at when deciding to upgrade the temple is like, well, will this make the job easier and allow us more time to do more cleaning and more care for our residents, and give me some personal time. But currently, I don't have a whole lot of personal time. Very, very, very little. Any of my personal time nowadays, I used to go to the doctor because I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I think they're going to take out some stitches. So tomorrow's going to be a very hectic day. Please, pray for me that I'm able to get everything done. Got to get up super early to get all the animal care done, and then get to my dentist appointment, and then rush back to start on cleaning and animal care all over again. So very busy day tomorrow, and we still have building projects that I probably won't even be able to touch until Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. But I regress. One second. All the wildlife and companion animals here in the UK are having to go through fireworks each evening until Tuesday the 5th of November, which is a Guy Frank Day, aka Bonfire Night here. Tuesday will be hours of concert massive. Yesterday evening, the pigeon passed away as a friend's wildlife rescue locally. Yeah, that's really horrible, Neil. I really feel for our animal friends in the UK right now. Fireworks are so unnecessary and really are just like triggering to, not only our animal friends, but a lot of veterans suffer from PTSD, and these fireworks are not helpful. Um, I think, yeah, I don't know a lot about this particular holiday in the UK, but if anything, I think it's supposed to remind folks of, you know, uh, freedom and honoring the strife folks have gone through in the past to afford our freedoms that we have today, when in fact we're just harming those folks. So it really doesn't make any sense, and we really should abolish fireworks. Is one of the things I think. It's not good for wildlife. It's not good for folks that suffer from PTSD. It's not good for the environment. It's just so many inadvertently can start forest fires, which can harm our animal friends and harm our human friends. Just no reason to do it. We have that here in the U.S. when we celebrate 4th of July or the New Year. And people are shooting these firework things off, and animals can be literally scared to death, and it's a really horrible thing. I know for the past multiple years, I've never gone out on New Year's or 4th of July because I needed to be home with our residents so that I can calm them. If I need to bring them into a quiet space, I do that. Luckily up here, we don't have that. It's not that bad. When I see fireworks, it's far away. Unfortunately, it's bad for the residents that live in those areas that have fireworks going off. But up here, our residents are pretty safe, and I'm hoping that in the future, folks, maybe I can babysit more during these holidays that have these harmful fireworks. Yeah, Yolanda's. That's also super sad. Is the hunting seasons another completely unnecessary practice? There's no reason to hunt. You know, even the false narrative of conservation. We as humans we inflate populations artificially, just so that we can cull that population artificially. If we just like allow nature to like do its own thing, uh, wild animals will only populate to where their environment can support them. Um, so if we just leave them alone, everything will be fine. And hunting is such a horrible, horrible, sad thing, and is quite a violent death that humans really have no business in participating in. Anyways, like I said, we'll get started with our services. Yeah, Tani, my mother, makes a good comment about alternatively drone light shows instead of fireworks. Absolutely, and I have seen a lot of things where they're starting to do fireworks with no sound. That doesn't help the environment, the pollutants that fireworks have, and it's not that helpful, for scaring wildlife who might be scared from the bright lights. However, it does reduce the sound pollution. So I don't know that they make fireworks that are silent. Um, Something that maybe they should look more into. But even better is these drone light shows are absolutely amazing. I've seen some videos of it, and really maybe we should be moving to something like that. I think it's if you're patriotic, I think that the drone shows can be a lot more patriotic. Maka hanya haramita shingyo kanji zai bosatsu gyojin hanya haramita jiso kengo onkai kudo isai kuyaku shari shi shiki fuku kufui shiki shiki zoku ze kuku zoku ze shiki ju so gyo shiki yaku bunya ze shari shi ze sho ho ku so fu sho fu 不滅不空不浄不増不減税国中無式無重創業式無限に微絶心に無式証拠未速報無限界内し無意識界無無明薬無無明人内し無老死薬無老死人無空種滅度無知薬無得意所得公膨大さ大般若波羅蜜多高深無形下無形下公無空分類世天道無足行涅槃三世小仏へ般若波羅蜜多高徳は独たらさん脈三菩提高知般若波羅蜜多世大真宗世大妙宗世無常宗世無等道中の上位世空心実不可口絶般若波羅蜜多種族絶種圧やてやて腹やて腹そうやておじそわか般若心経願わくはこの奥どこをもってやまねく一切に及ぼし我ら年だ富な友の仏道Animal Liberation を上善こと地方三子佛子孫菩薩佛子孫菩薩もこさもこほじゃほろみWe'll now recite the refuge prayer found on page 8 of the Animal Liberation Temple prayer book in Tibetan and then in English. Sangye chodan tsuki chonam la janju patuk tati gebsuji Daki jinso kipe sanam ki drola pender sangye juparsho. The Buddha, Dharma, and excellent assembly of the Sangha. Until I attain enlightenment, these I take refuge. By my practice of the six perfections, may all sentient beings attain the state of Buddhahood. One second, let me check on Jingda. I hear him walking around. You stuck? Okay, baby. Yeah. He's doing okay. A little whiny this morning. But that's okay. He can whine. We now recite the four great Bodhisattva vows, Shigi Seiga, on page 9 of the Animal Liberation Temple prayer book. Shujo Muhen Segando Bono Mujin Segandan Homon Muryo Segangak Potro Mujo Seganjo. However numerous sentient beings, I vow to enlighten them all. However inexhaustible my delusions, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the dharmas, I vow to master them all. However endlessly enlightened, I vow to follow it fully. And we now recite the 6 vows to our dear animal friends. However numerous my dear animal friends, I vow to liberate them all. However diverse the methods of animal liberation, I vow to support them all. However unheard their voices, I vow to speak out for them all. However painful and inexhaustible the methods of suffering, I vow to bear witness to them all. However infinite the cages and tanks, I vow to empty them all. However difficult animal liberation, I vow to achieve it completely. We now recite the Vajrasattva purification mantra. Om Vajrasattva Maya Nupalaya Vajrasattva Te Nopatita Jedo Me Bava Sito Sho Me Bava Supo Sho Me Bava Anurato Me Bava Sarva Sita Me Prayacha Karma Sita Me Chicham Sri Yam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajrama Me Mucha Vajri Bava Mahasamamya Safaha. Yeah, Yolanda, I think my hands do look better. I am starting to get a little bit, my skin is starting to get healthier. Still very itchy, but I'm seeing a dermatologist and we're trying different things, so that's really good. And thank you so much, Roseanne DeFons, for sharing our live stream. Super helpful. Really appreciate that. So today I want to cover the Tuesday practices. Last week we covered the Monday practices. So today we're going to cover the Tuesday daily practices. And this one specifically is for our dear aquatic animal friends. So each day we kind of recognize a different, kingdom or different. Kingdom is probably not the biologically correct word, but a different um, part of the animal world, and this one is kind of recognizing our aquatic friends, and it is also the practice of protecting, which is probably an essential part of being a friend to our animals, really being a friend to anyone. A part of being a friend is, the desire and the need and want to protect others, to protect our friends. And so this one specifically, protecting our dear animal friends. And the first part of this reads, as we work to benefit all beings who at one time in endless succession of lives of many forms have been our parents. So this first part I want to, is a very common belief in Buddhism, that the idea is that, we've been incarnated so many times that anybody we run across, may that be human or non-human, anyone that we run across has at one time in our past been our parents and has showed us love and compassion and care. And sometimes I want to recognize that not all parents show love, compassion, and care to their children. My mother absolutely did, so I can resonate with this feeling. But I know that some of my folks out there may not have had loving parents, and so I want to recognize that sometimes is a thing. And so when we talk about this prayer, have been our parents, what we should think about is anyone who's shown us that parental love and compassion and care, and maybe what parental love and compassion and care should look like. And maybe we're just not very good at thinking about that as humans. So maybe we should look to our animal friends, such as chickens, and how they care for their young. Um, how a lot of birds actually are really great parents, as they co-parent um, their offspring, and often kind of stay as a family union. I know I remember seeing the other day a family of deer where the mother and the father and the child were all caring deeply for their young deer child, and kind of keeping a lookout, and both of them kind of being very aware. And they kind of split off for a second, and the baby went one way and the mother went the other way, and the father kind of was just like hanging around the middle, and like keep checking on both of them to make sure that they didn't lose each other, kind of showing that love and compassion and care. So that's what we mean by you know recognizing that all sentient beings had at one point been our parents. We confront inner and outer obstructions, the result of past forces of cause and effect. So basically, we just confront our own karmic forces, or our own past karma. These obstructions stir negative karmic wind, which manifests as difficulties to be solved or surmounted as a benefit, resolved or surmounted as it befits our skill. So there's in Buddhism we talk about two different ways to confront negative karma, and that is one to dissolve it so it doesn't affect us at all, or to surmount it, or to face it head on, um, to rid that negative karma that way. And either way is a benefit. And it basically is saying, whatever one is befit of our current talents. Vision and motivation. We help others dissolve their great impasses so we can more easily resolve our own. So this is a really important statement. That the idea that helping others actually does dissolve our own negative karma. So, for instance, let's say I have this negative piece of karma. Let me give a simple example. It's like the negative karma of like a skin affliction, right? And if I and let's say I have this medicine, and if I well, this is a poor example because I'm not a doctor. So don't do this, but this is an example of how this might work. Right. So I have this medicine that I know works on this skin condition, and I have a friend who also had this skin condition. By giving them the medicine and helping them through this negative affliction, I in turn also help myself and dissolve that negative piece of karma through actively helping somebody else. Maybe a good example too is like that's a very direct, and I don't recommend anybody doing that. If you're not a doctor, don't give anybody medicine. But maybe a better one is like if I feel like I feel trapped, even metaphorically. I feel trapped in my circumstances, trapped in my situation. If I have the feeling of trapped. Maybe I'm not actually trapped. I'm not actually ensnarled or in a cage, but I feel mentally that way. And I witness, my chicken friend over here who is actually living in a cage, who is actually being imprisoned. Helping them escape that prison will, in turn, help me understand the encaged infliction that I'm experiencing, and that by removing that negative karma for that chicken will actually help me remove my own feeling of being imprisoned. So I hope that makes sense. We help others dissolve their great impasses so we can more easily resolve our own. This is the practice of protecting and includes removing obvious and subtle, automatic and intentional obstructions that ultimately create for us and others resolve and power to attain alignment. So this whole idea is that we protect others from affliction, we protect others from negative circumstances, because these negative circumstances um, are what prevents us from ultimately being happy or ultimately being free of suffering or ultimately um, reaching enlightenment. I always like to explain enlightenment for my secular friends out there or other religious folks that are not Buddhist. Enlightenment you can define as a freedom from suffering. Um, and so if you define it that way, of course we want all beings to be free of suffering. We want all beings to be enlightened. The next different Gendra. Yeah, doves do sing like pigeons, very similar. Um, Sorry, just saying, thank you, Robert Monroe, for tuning in. I'm not sure I understand your comment, but maybe I'm just having trouble reading because I need glasses again. So maybe expand on that. I can help. Next paragraph of the protecting practice. Given our state of human privilege and our moral and ethical vows to defend the most vulnerable and oppressed, it is our dear animal friends who cry out for our help and protecting. So this is just stating that recognizing that as human beings that we have a lot of privilege, that we have um, a lot of inadvertent power on this planet, and that we should use this privilege and this power to help the most vulnerable and oppressed. And sometimes the vulnerable and oppressed are some of our fellow human beings, and I do support the idea of helping other human beings. But this specifically, this prayer is talking about our dear animal friends who are crying out for us for our protection. And so, given that they're crying out for our protection, given that they are, in our scope that we are seeing. A lot of us here who are tuning in live are obviously concerned about our dear animal friends, and so given that our natural inclivity to already being concerned for them, they should be the loudest in our mind, and so we should definitely be working to protect them. We protect our dear animal friends with the choices we make, as well, when possible and feasible, putting our own bodies in the line of harm to protect them. So this one's simply, we protect our animal friends with the choices we make, and this is really simple. This is choosing, to have a vegan lifestyle, choosing, to not wear them, to not buy products that contain their bodies, to not eat their flesh, and things like this. And these are the choices that we make. But also as well as when possible and feasible, because I'm not expecting folks to put their bodies on that slaughter line. And although I have many great friends who have done that and has taken great personal risks to protect our animal friends, I'm talking when you have that that possibility and feasibility to do that you should actually do that, and when you don't, support those who do. We recognize that this may be uncomfortable and sometimes even dangerous to do so, but upon realizing that all beings are interconnected and inseparable from our own happiness and safety, harm from our own happiness and safety, harm to our dear animal friends is harm to ourselves. So, that's simply that statement of, realizing that we're inseparable from all beings, from all of our dear animal friends are closely connected to us, and that, putting our lives at risk to protect them is putting our lives at risk to protect ourselves. It is the same. We see no difference between, the little bird who's coming up to visit me right now, and myself. We take both physical and spiritual action to protect our dear animal friends, so that all may experience happiness, safety, freedom, and animal liberation in this very lifetime. So that's reiterating that prayer and that statement that you hear a lot in our different prayers. The idea of taking both physical and spiritual action, that this is that idea that, just praying for a situation to make it better won't make it better. And just taking physical action without careful consideration, taking just physical action without the proper intention. So when I say spiritual intention, what I mean is the intention to ultimately do good or to do a higher good, to do to actually protect others with the intention of protecting others. And so this is what I mean by spiritual good for my secular folks. I think for my spiritual folks, they might understand spirituality a little bit better. Then it goes through the Daihishin Dorani. I know, folks, if you're doing the daily practices and are struggling with the Daihishin Dorani, I should have the Tuesday practices on the Facebook. If you go through the videos, you should find the Tuesday practices. If not, I should be repeating these here soon. Although, to get the cadence of this particular practice, I do just recommend looking up Daihishin Dorani on YouTube, and you'll find people better than me going through the cadence of it. Then it kind of has the English translation next, and that is the completion of the Tuesday practices. Is that correct? Yeah, it is. The Daihishi Dorani in Japanese and then in English. I'm sorry. And then it has the prayer for our dear aquatic animal friends. And this is just like the other prayers, just kind of recognizing all the different types of aquatic friends that they may suffer, the reasons that they might suffer. The idea that, unfortunately we, as humans beings, we participate in eating them, which we shouldn't be doing. We participate in the pollution to their homes, which we shouldn't be doing, and we should be cleaning up. That we participate in, the unnatural captivity of our animal friends. Whether that be through, having quote unquote pets, or the idea of capturing them to exploit them for entertainment, such as places like SeaWorld does. All of these things that we are participating in a way that we're human. And so because we have that fault, that our species is taking advantage of them, that doesn't absolve us completely just being vegan, doesn't stop these things from happening, that we have to take active and spiritual steps forward to actually stop these things from happening, realizing that it's our responsibilities as humans to actually do something about these things. So even if you don't eat animals, which you shouldn't, and even if you don't go to SeaWorld, like you shouldn't, and even if you're very careful about the plastics that you consume, that so that they don't end up in our our oceans, we need to take even more steps to help protect them. So even just non-participation, we have to recognize that we do participate just as human beings in these awful acts. One moment, let me help Jingda. You stuck, baby? Oh, there you go, baby. I know. Careful, careful. All right, so that is the conclusion of the prayers for our dear aquatic animal friends. If anybody has questions about that, I can help out. If you like meditations that on it, there's YouTube videos to get more info. Yes, there is. Searching, you'll probably find some more information on that particular practice. I don't want to go through a ton of that. Yeah, I got some really cheap glasses. I have them right here. I should be probably wearing them when I'm trying to read things. But that's a good recommendation, is just go to the dollar store to buy those things. All right, so that is the what I wanted to cover today. Oh, sorry, folks. So we'll conclude today's practices with the recitation of the Animal Liberation Prayer and the dedication of merit. and hopefully be able to get out there and do a quick tour of our animal friends. They need to get fed still, so I need to jump on that too as well. So we'll start the Animal Liberation Prayer found on page 12, 13, and 14 of the Animal Liberation Temple Prayer Book. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who are subject to unbearable pain in labs throughout the world, be free of all suffering. May alternatives to animal experimentation, vivisection, and dissection be implemented immediately. May bodhicitta, the quality of compassion that leads to enlightenment, fill the hearts of those who imprison them. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who suffer endless days, months, and years, locked in tiny cages unable to move, be filled with peace and calm. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who are forcibly taken from their families, be reunited, and may all families be able to stay together. May the hearts of those who work in slaughterhouses, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends be filled with bodhicitta, so the very thought of harm is purified. May they never kill again, and may the slaughterhouse lines, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends become immediately empty. May no animal be afraid or depressed. May their bodies be free of injuries, disease, and illness. May the mutilation of their bodies be forever ceased. May those who need homes or have been driven from them find shelter, plentiful food, and water. May there be liberation for those tortured for fur, entertainment, or who are hunted. May those who believe that they are superior to our brother and sister animals develop perfect equanimity, and may they realize in their hearts that all sentient beings possess Buddha nature, the potential to be completely free of suffering, and that they are not ours to kill or exploit. May the billions of land and sea-dwelling sentient beings who are abused, exploited, and killed due to greed, hatred, and ignorance be free of suffering. May all the nets, hooks, blades, projectiles, traps, snares, cages, pens, tanks, lethal restraints, saddles, reins, prods, bait, poison, will include fireworks today, and all instruments used to harm, exploit, and dominate your animal friends be forever abolished. May all human and non-human sentient beings live together in harmony, peace, equanimity, and achieve perfect enlightenment quickly. May we all experience happiness, safety, freedom, and animal liberation in this very lifetime. Are you stuck again, Jingda? Let me help. We now recite the dedication of merit to our dear animal friends. Throughout our many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue we have accomplished, including this aspiration for peace, and all that we will ever attain, this we offer for the benefit of all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends. May suffering, exploitation, and unnecessary death be increased for every being, while wisdom, bliss, and compassion increase in this and every future life. May we clearly and instantly perceive the plight of our dear animal friends with the urgency and seriousness they deserve, and our every action leads them to complete liberation. May we quickly attain enlightenment and work ceaselessly for liberation of all sentient beings. Okay, so we will start our tour. Hopefully all my camera equipment works. What is it, Lucy? We're very whiny today. All right. Oops. Sorry, folks. That's a little quick. A little dissonant. There's Lucy. I know, baby. We're whining a little bit, aren't we? Pull that away a little bit. There we go. As you can see, it's a very sunny day. Lucy running off. We like to let her run about. Well, here comes all the chickens. I know they think it's dinner time, or breakfast time. There's Ray. Hey, Dora. Comes Harriet. Hi, babies. I got Delton running up behind. And our little Dora. And here's Priya. There's that's Melinda and Melissa. Look, I don't even have to walk around. All the chickens are coming up to me this morning. And that's probably because they're very hungry. But let's go say hello to all the roosters. There's Amanda. Renee and Breve Grave. Mr. Black over here. And Brad. And Magnus. And Hardwan. So good to see everybody. And everybody here following me. I know, babies. I'm gonna get you some food. Everybody wants to say hi to you. All right, so my quick tour. Thank you everybody for tuning in here at the Animal Liberation Temple, Dobutsu Kyoji, where we are at the service of the spiritual and physical liberation of our dear animal friends. Please, if you have any questions or concerns or comments, please, reach out to me. I'd love to hear about it. Some more tortoise friends. Dora jumping up here. If you have the ability to volunteer, we're definitely looking for volunteers. If you don't live locally, please volunteer at a local animal sanctuary or shelter. If you have the ability to donate, we're please looking for donations. If not, please just share our live stream, share our Instagrams, website, those kind of things. Super helpful for us. Everybody have a wonderful week. And protect our animals. Oh, I forgot. I can't just sign off like that because I'm nowhere near my computer. Let me work my way out there. But again, thank you everybody for joining us here at the Animal Liberation Temple, where we are at the service of the spiritual and physical liberation of our dear animal friends. Everybody have a wonderful week, and I look forward to hearing from everybody.